Let me just follow up on Allie's question. Are you prepared to shut the door on a presidential run right now?
No, I'm not. Again, as I've said before, I'm watching to see what happens. I think we've got a robust crop of candidates, and I think they're having important conversations. But my mission is to make certain that we are keeping that attention focused all the way through the campaign. And so I'm going to keep watching and decide if I need to jump in.
You've said before you've been willing to wait until September. Is that still the operative timeline in your view? It's late, right? Because you may miss out on some ground game opportunities, talking to voters in early states, some debates.
Well, I think the debates are an important part of this process, but the debates are new. And while I think it's a critical piece that can happen, I do believe I can enter the conversation as late as the fall and still have a real chance to win.
So this talk that continues, and vice presidential candidate, Beto O'Rourke, for example, is the most recent one who has floated your name. Has anybody reached out to you about that?
No one has reached out to me. And as I've said before, right now we should be focused on the presidential nominees. If I decide to join the fray, then after the determination is made about who the Democratic nominee is, if I'm not that person, for one reason or the other, I'm open to the conversation. But I think we need to have our conversations in sequential order, not at the same time.
So you're going to wait until, you said, the fall, maybe September, to make a decision on the presidential piece. What about the Senate race? There's a lot of talk around your name potentially being involved there.
I'm going to help make certain a Democratic senator is elected in the state of Georgia. But I do not believe that you run for office simply because the office is there, even one as crucial as the U.S. Senate. That's not my calling. And the challenge for all of us is when people do something they don't want to do, or they're not committed to doing all the way, it's the people who suffer. And so while I am deeply gratified by the enthusiasm of having me as the candidate, I believe that a Democrat can win whether their name is Stacey Abrams or not.